Hello. In this lecture, we're going to discuss how you can use these methods and these techniques to enhance your course creation process, to help you to organize your course, and to help you to bring your course concept together in a way that will provide value for your students and give you success. And so when you're creating a course, there are several techniques here that you can use in several different ways. Now, one of those is when you start to create your course and plan it. You'll want to think about, why am I creating this course? Who is my potential audience? How can I bring value to my students? What are some of the ways and some of the lectures that I need to set up and create in order to do that? What do I need to bring to this in terms of the lectures, in terms of the content, in terms of how I would set that up and organize that. And so just to think about the planning process and just the overall course concept, the questioning techniques would probably be very helpful here, and free writing would be as well, because you're writing what you know. You're writing what comes to your mind, and so you're more likely to be honest with yourself. And when you're honest and open, you're more likely to come up with something of value, just like in the free writing stream of conscious type of writing that we talked about in the rules of writing practice. You actually do better when the honest idea comes to the surface and you can go from there. And so that's where your best ideas come from. So free writing can help you generate ideas for a course concept, and then once you get that course concept, to clarify it, to understand your purpose, to understand what you're working with and what you need to do. And so that's one advantage of one type of this technique that can help you with your course concept. Now the other one is to use heuristics and the questioning technique, like stated before. And heuristics, or asking the questions in one of these techniques, can help you to reflect more deeply on your course, so you can start thinking about the whys behind it, but also, what do I need to include in it? And then that's where outlining or visual organizers can be very useful. What you can do is you can start with your main idea. And here's the course concept that I want to do. Here's my title, or here's my main idea. And then once you come up with that, you can put that at the top, just like you would if you were writing an essay or anything else. And then you can branch out or build your outline based on, what are the major sections that I want to include? What do I need to fill in terms of gaps? What are the major lectures that I want to include when I'm building my course? And so you can start to build your outline almost like it's fleshing out a skeleton. First you have your skeleton, and then you go into more detail and start thinking about, okay, I need a lecture on this and this and this. And then you start to flesh it out more and think about, okay, what kinds of lectures do I want to have? And you keep adding those to your outline and clarifying that, and then think about, what do I want to include in each lecture? And then you see how you start, and you start to branch out and build out and flesh out your course concept. And so not only do you start to see the ideas of your course come together, but you also start to see how everything interrelates. Maybe this doesn't fit here. Maybe it needs to go over here instead. Maybe this concept actually goes better in this section. And then you see a gap and you know where to fill it in, because you can see it right in front of you. And so as you start to build your course and think about the types of lectures and how they relate, how to organize them, what order to put them in, you start to see an actual structure. And then if you wanted to, you could also create outlines for your lectures, depending on the type of lecture that you're doing, and what do you need to include in it. And then kind of reconsider every once in a while, how does this connect to my overall concept? How does it fulfill value to my customers and to my students? How does it add to the overall purpose of the course? And how does it connect with everything else in the course? And by seeing that structure, that web structure visually or in an outline form, I think that you'll find these techniques to be very helpful in building a course concept, in thinking about the purpose and the concepts behind your course concept, and seeing where you need to put what and what kind of lectures you need to use. What do you need to put in the lectures? How is everything ordered and organized? And how does everything come together in the end? And so I encourage you to try these different types of techniques in order to help you to build your course concept. And I think they'll really work for you. Feel free to, when you're teaching your students, whatever you're teaching them, whether it's Java or yoga or anything, if it's something that's applicable, then feel free to use some of the techniques in this course to teach to your students, so they can apply whatever it is that they're doing better. For example, even an outline in a yoga workout, you have several routines. And so you build those routines together. And when it comes to other types of skills, a lot of times you build on those in steps. And so if using any of these techniques will help you to help your students, feel free to use techniques from this course. But if you use any of the material in this course, I just ask that you contact me and get permission. But feel free to use these techniques. And I think that you'll find as you build your own courses, some of these techniques may actually work in terms of you teaching your students different methods of building ideas, putting them together, organizing them, and seeing how they work overall. And so those are some of the techniques that you can think about when you're building your course and your course concept, and when you're actually executing it in terms of showing your students how to do whatever it is that you're teaching them to do. And so I hope that this has been helpful to you, and I will see you in the next lecture.